And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream where I answer your questions about cell phone plans and help you pick the best plan for you and save as much money as possible. Joining me today, we have a special guest. It is Max from his legendary YouTube channel. Max, I feel like you've been doing this for a couple years now. Some absolutely incredible videos, banger content, banger thumbnails. I'm super excited to have you here and to be talking about cell phone plans. But yeah, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Great. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here as well. Answer all your questions about cell phone plans. How about
Yeah,
you?
I feel like before we dive into it, we have to welcome some of the people in the chat today. We have, wait, hang on, bring Max back.
Welcome back.
StreamYard, just like clicking around. We have Nick here, Bobby is here, Green is here, W. Massey is here, asking if we're live. Kyle is here. There we go. Max, the GOAT. Jace, the nerd, knows what's up. Great to see you, Jace. Jonathan is here. Dilly0624 is here. What's up? Scott is here. We've got, I can't even read that first part. Something Mother. Hi, Stetson and Max. Do you know this? Like, is it a name of a character or something?
I'll give my best shot at it.
Enciente?
Enciente Mother.
Okay. Taylor's here. We've got Calling Bell, Two Phone General. What is up? Great to see you. Sponge is here. Diana is here. Great to see you, Diana. Michael is here. Cool Extreme Games. Kevin is here. People are tuning in. We're so excited to have everyone for the live stream. Max, I feel like to start this off, we were just at the all wireless and prepaid Expo just last week. It's sort of an expo in Vegas for dealers. I'm curious, coming out of the expo, what were your thoughts? What stood out to you, and what did you think this year of that expo?
Yeah, really cool to network with all of the people from wireless there, whether they were in the dealer channel or whether they were executives for the carriers. And the conferences were really cool. Lots of great perspectives from some of the industry leaders. Um, Particularly the first one with the carriers speaking, and then the one about the MVNO meets the market. We'll have to go to the Expo website and find exactly who was speaking there, but there were a lot of good points, took a lot of good notes, and that was some great stuff to learn about. And then the after parties, you had one from MobileX and one from Verizon, and I posted both of those on X as well, and those were really exciting. Those were really cool to talk to everyone from there and hear what's new from them, and hear from Peter, which we have an update on as well. So
We do. I think before we talk about the big update from Peter and MobileX, we can add more context to what this expo was. So we have got the all wireless and prepaid expo here. This is the agenda, the 2026 one, and you can see partnered by a lot of big players in this space. We've got Spectrum in here, ACO, the device insurance company, MVNO Connect. Going to be honest, don't really know what those guys do, but they're there. And really, this show it's for, I guess, prepaid wireless. Everyone who's interested in prepaid wireless, whether that's dealers, vendors, device manufacturers, anyone at all. Prepaid landscape opened by Jeff Moore, the principal of Wave 7 Research. If you guys haven't heard of Wave 7 Research, it's kind of a pretty big publication in the prepaid space, providing sort of information about deals and devices and promotions that are going on. Max, I feel like you've taken, so this guy, Jeff Moore, he runs it. And a lot of times he'll recruit people to take pictures or capture deals or signage and stuff. And is that something that you've done?
yeah, well, I've sent up some stuff here and there, contributed uh, information I found out, little bits and pieces. So yeah, shout out to Jeff, Wave 7 Jeff
Shout out
on
to Jeff.
X, because he'll do like a little summary of whenever he releases a report over on X of like the key findings and everything. So definitely an important one to follow.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it is fun. I think one thing we were discussing at the expo we got from Jeff was that apparently T-Mobile has a very localized deal where you can get their effectively their T-Mobile Essentials plan, but instead of $50 or $60, it's actually $25 for 1 or 2 lines. And I believe he said it was only available in Walmart?
I think that's what he said also, and he confirmed it was only for one line because they've done it for 4 lines before, 25 bucks a line. So we'll have to scout out and find out if we can find it
Yeah,
for
if
ourselves.
anyone sees this, let us know because I have not yet seen it. Also haven't been
Yeah.
to a Walmart, but I
Mhm.
think
I don't
very
think he's seen it
curious.
either.
Yeah, very curious that when you have a retail presence, you're able to test different messaging and plans and promotions in
Mhm.
specific markets. So I think that's what we're seeing T-Mobile doing. Next was the conversation of the C-suite, the next era of prepaid. Basically, key speakers. We have Jeff moderating the whole thing. Daniel Barsom, CEO of KTEL. Forgive me if I mispronounced that. We had David Kim, the president and president of Verizon Value, and then Darren Winfrey, the president of sales and operations, Surge Pays / Link Up Mobile. So really good talks there. I always love the Verizon Value speech from David Kim. They bring a lot of Verizon employees, and I mean, how would you describe that energy when David's up there?
I mean, it was half the crowd and they're all going wild. And anytime they even mentioned anything Verizon related, even if it wasn't his time to talk, even if it wasn't his conference, they would just be going like bananas in the audience there. And obviously DK had a lot of aura, kept coming up there. What's up, everybody? Every year, big moment we look forward to. So yeah, he's great. There's a
I
reason
would
they choose him.
I would say David Kim getting on stage for the all wireless and prepaid expo is almost like Tim Cook getting on stage for an Apple event.
Yeah, and soon that'll be John Turnus.
And very soon to be John Turnus. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And then next, there are a bunch of conferences here. The next one I thought was also interesting. The MVNO meets the market, and kind of a talk with Ed Evans, the chairman and CEO of Consumer Cellular. Very interesting to see him on stage talking about Consumer Cellular. Now, I don't know. I'm curious what you think, Max. I feel like when you're in the audience and you're hearing Ed's perspective, like obviously the brand is doing pretty well. They have a lot of customers. He talked a lot about customer service, which is really important. But at the same time, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like the plans aren't very good. So
No,
I'm
they're
curious,
not.
like, what were you
Yeah.
thinking when Ed was up there?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. Like I was kind of going into this like he's gonna try to make excuses for the plans not being great, but he dropped some really good information. He was actually one of my favorite speakers out of the entire conferences. Like he knows what his brand is targeting and kind of how he's serving those customers, and the customer service is a really big piece of it, which it is for a few carriers, but they definitely emphasize that and they have that market, kind of locked down. So I wouldn't personally recommend consumer cellular to anybody, at least unless their plans get a little bit more competitive, but they're definitely uh, serving their target customers pretty well by the looks of it.
I would agree with that. I think a key takeaway is that sometimes it's about identifying who your target customer is and then just serving that customer the best. And I think to Consumer Cellular's credit, while maybe you and me wouldn't necessarily recommend these plans to our friends and family, Consumer Cellular has found a generally older demographic of users, and they serve those users really well, and they're happy. The people are happy with the service. We also had Michael Lanzin, the chief sales officer from MobileX, which we will be talking about in just a moment. And what I thought was really interesting, Leo Levitt, the CEO of Wingtel. If you guys remember Wingtel, they're still around. They're sort of doing more 5G home internet now. And I think what was curious to me was hearing the story of the brand, how it was launched, how it had gone through a period of time where it was in a little bit of trouble, and Leo was able to purchase it at basically a good value for a business, and then kind of turn it around with a focus on mobile internet, which was a little bit different than just the voice service that was being offered initially. So I don't know. Those were the highlights. I think for me, we don't have to go through the whole thing,
Yeah.
but that's kind of what it is. What did you notice on the sales floor? I feel like we can talk about that, and then we should talk about what's going on with MobileX. Man, I did it
Yeah.
again. Max, come back.
Hey, I'm back.
Uh,
So on the show floor, you basically had mostly dealer oriented. So like basically if you're a independent business owner of a small store that has a few carriers, accessories, you do repairs, that is the expo for you. That everything surrounding that is on that show floor. And so they had master agents for carriers, they had accessory vendors, they had repair parts manufacturers and everything kind of related to that. They had the Cricket booth and the Total Wireless booth, which were corporate operated, and the rest of the booths were pretty much master agents or like payment companies that were kind of related to that. But it was cool to speak to a lot of those people and kind of introduce kind of where I fit into the industry and then kind of get their perspective and learn about what they do. And so it was great to get some networking done out there. And yeah, that was nice.
I feel like it's always an interesting show. There were there were two companies who I noticed were not on the show floor. Do you have any idea who I'm thinking of?
One of them might be T-Mobile, I think, or something related to T-Mobile.
That is a good guess. They, I think, have historically had a booth there, and they were definitely not there.
Okay.
The first one I'm thinking of, Trump
Hmm.
Mobile. They
Yes,
had a booth last year.
I was about to say that next time. Yeah, I was so bummed to find out they didn't have that because I was looking forward to that. I was having dreams about that the night before.
Like
So
walking up, interviewing them, seeing what's going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's new?
The other booth was Boom Mobile. I don't know if
Yeah.
they used to have a pretty big booth there, and it sounds
They used to
like
put their logo on the badges.
that's correct. Yeah, big sponsor of the show, and
Yeah.
a little bit absent this year, I would say.
Hmm.
So I hope they end up finding a solution. I think they were sort of facing some sort of bankruptcy problems, so hopefully uh, they're able to resolve that. I think we got to talk about MobileX now. So we're at the event. There was some news that had leaked, and now it is official, and it is MobileX secures strategic investment from ConX to fuel the next phase of growth. So yeah, I'm curious, Max, what did you think of this news, and what do we have going on here?
Um, Very surprising when that leak first came out, and then, Peter couldn't really say anything about it until the news was officially confirmed, but we got it confirmed now. So this is really interesting, but the perspective on it kind of makes sense. When he was talking about it at the MobileX party, he didn't want MobileX to just become another kind of small carrier that had its kind of niche of people and didn't really break out of that. He wanted MobileX to be big, well known, and, large in the industry. So he needed money. He needed to find a way to grow, however, and this looks like how he's going to do it. So we'll just have to see how these next few months go because as you got highlighted there, Charlie and the ConX CEO, Jason Kaiser, are now on the board of directors at MobileX. So they didn't just put an investment in, they have like proper authoritative power. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it fits in with the Boost Mobile part of the business also.
I'm very curious about that. Part of me thinks this might be Peter getting access to Boost Mobile, but the other part of me is like, at least to me, Boost Mobile feels like a little bit of a dying brand. Like
Oh
it
yeah.
was it was so confusing what they did when Dish acquired Boost Mobile, and then they made it Boost Infinite, and then it was Boost Infinite and Boost Mobile, and they were like, well, that's confusing, and we were like, obviously, and then they merged it back to Boost Mobile, and now they've actually gotten rid of the Boost Infinite plans
Yeah.
because they're not doing the device financing. So it's been a little bit crazy over there. I'm curious if Peter will play a role in that, or if he'll just focus on MobileX. But I'm curious, Max, your perspective, are you more a fan of MobileX in terms of the plans, pricing, and what they're doing? Or are
Yes.
you more of a fan? Didn't even let me finish. More of a fan of Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile's a dumpster fire. How can you be a fan of that? I mean, it's just gone so downhill. It could have been done right if they had the right people and they didn't keep changing people who all had different ideas. Then, they could have had something. And they had a pretty good network as well. But then they had a whole bunch of debt, so they sold the network to pay off the debt. Now they don't have a network anymore, and so they really don't have much going for them. So the MobileX will be an interesting. We'll see how that plays out.
I'm also curious. I think I would lean on MobileX as a platform to lead the way. I think it's, in my opinion, got a better chance than Boost Mobile does, at least at the moment. Anyway, they're saying this investment will accelerate customer acquisition, aka they'll spend money on ads, continue investing in its proprietary AI platform that powers the personalized plan recommendations, and explore new opportunities in global connectivity and AI-enabled wireless services. Feel like that's really just a lot of fluff, but it means they're getting money and they're going to do stuff with it. The big thing here, and I think this has potentially played a role in maybe the success of MobileX or MobileX just getting subscribers, is they are in over 3,700 Walmart stores and 5,000 independent dealer locations nationwide. And
That's a
I
lot of
think
distribution.
a lot of distribution. I think one of the big things that I'm reminded of every time the all wireless and prepaid expo happens is just how big and important the dealer network is, right? Like these are people who are actually selling wireless service in their stores. And a lot of people like to go to a store to sign up for wireless service, to pay their bill and all that stuff. And so while I guess I view it as kind of online only, a lot of people don't view it that way. And they like to go into the store. We have a
Yeah,
super chat from Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Charlie Ergen is bad for the wireless space.
absolutely,
That's funny.
absolutely.
All right. I feel like
Uh,
that's really the MobileX news. Do you have anything else you wanted to mention on this?
I guess the only way he's not bad for the wireless space is if he brings Peter back to Boost, because that's what he started. So
Yeah.
maybe that you could have like a two branded operation, Peter at the helm. That could work out, I think. So again, we'll just have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. I think Peter has an unrelenting fight for consumers, and he has been trying to give people crazy affordable plans, really good value. And so I really appreciate what he's doing in the wireless space. And hopefully Mobile X grows, and I guess maybe hopefully Boost grows, but honestly, I'm just rooting for Mobile X at this point.
Yeah.
Um, all right, I feel like we gotta take some audience questions now. And Boca Effect, I see you do have a question, but I'm curious before we dive into Boca Effect's question, before we talk about your dream phone, Max, I'm curious what is your personal plan? Like you review cell phone plans, right? We have your channel up here, kind of doing something very similar in the space. US Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, Total Wireless. I'm curious, what are you actually using right now, and how many lines do you have?
So I'm using primarily the Total Wireless $15 unlimited deal that
Dude, you
they
got
had
the
a couple years ago.
$15?
That was the craziest thing, and it was even crazier the hoops I had to jump through to make it work. And I still, you know, get mad at that sometimes because Total Wireless really does not have a good app and website. And I've talked about this, and hopefully they'll work on it in the next 5 years. But anyway, I've also got, let's see, everything changes so often, but I got Visible, I got, see, I got Metro. Let me just grab some phones real quick. Let's take a
It's like-
look. 'Cause,
you have my problem. I had to actually make a spreadsheet to keep track of all of my active lines.
yeah,
And
I should
even
keep
then
that.
I'll forget to
Yeah.
update it. And I'm
Hmm.
sure I have like a couple more active lines here and there.
Yeah.
But this makes
I
me
do
feel
this.
better.
I do the same thing. I have a spreadsheet and I don't keep track of it or update it. So what do we got here? Z Fold 8 Ultra. We got Visible and T-Mobile, which I forgot I had a T-Mobile line.
It's a good
And then,
refresher.
oh wait, no, you know what that was? This was legacy US Cellular. They got migrated. So that's why I
Oh,
still have that iPhone Air. We got the same thing, and then we got Boost, which
okay.
and
Max, you care to
well,
explain yourself there? What boost plan are you on and
well,
why?
so because they had that get 1 year free deal when you buy the phone unlocked from Boost. And so that's what I took advantage of to get that because I could have bought the iPhone Air from the same price, either from Apple or from Boost. Might as well have gotten the free year out of it. And
So
then
valid. Okay. Makes sense.
And then we got US Mobile Dark Star and Unlimited Premium and Visible Plus Pro on this one.
Okay, a lot of visible
Pixel,
lines I'm noticing.
I just got the one. I think, oh,
Well, didn't
no,
you say
hold on.
visible was on all your other devices as well?
All right, I think I gotta delete the eSIM from one of these. That's how
Okay.
messed this all is. And then I thought I had something on the Pixel, but I do not. I just got that. So
Okay, not too bad. I think that seems more manageable, not like 24 or 30 lines like I have.
one
But
day.
yeah. Yeah. Don't recommend. Don't recommend. The amount of spam calls you get does not go down. It turns out when you
Oh
get more
no,
lines, it goes up. All right,
it's
we
so
have to
bad.
dive into the bokeh effects question. Stetson and Max, if you were to make your dream phone, what would it be and why?
It would be orange.
So does that mean the iPhone 17 Pro is already basically your dream phone?
It's not far, it's an iPhone, so that would be part of it. Um, Trying to think, probably, make it fold, which we're
Okay,
kind of
you
gonna
you
get,
like the
because
fold because you have the Z Fold
yeah,
8 Ultra. Is this the new one?
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
do a deal for this, or you bought it outright for like what, $2,300 or something?
Not that much. No, I did a trade-in, so I traded in the S26 Ultra, so I got $1,200 off. But this
Oh,
thing's
that's
really
nice.
cool. Lots of cool multitasking you can do with it. Great for network speed testing. So I definitely want to play with this some more, and you might start seeing it in some videos. But probably fold and make it that thin, so when it's folded, it feels like a normal phone. Let's see what else.
So far we've
Trying to
got
think
a
of,
folding phone that is an iPhone.
that is an iPhone.
Do you have a preference on aspect ratio, or do you like the Z Fold 8 kind of that square aspect ratio? Or are you intrigued by the Z Fold 8 Ultra? Because the regular
Uh,
Z Fold 8 is kind of more of a passport style.
Probably something between this and that. So
Okay,
kind of,
so
yeah, I don't know. Try and meet in the middle, because I tried the regular one on display at the store, and that one I didn't really like the cover screen the way it was kind of short like that. It felt
it's
like an
it's like a
iPhone
square.
SE or like the iPhone 8 or something, and I didn't want to spend all that money just to get an iPhone 8 basically. So something between that and that. And then yeah, there you go.
It's like a rectangle. It's true. Our friend Maurice from, um, gosh, an analytics company
Counterpoint.
that I'm. What was it?
Counterpoint.
Counterpoint Research. Thank you, Max. He had this,
Yeah.
and I tried it, and I'm gonna be honest. I didn't actually like the aspect ratio that much. I thought I
I
would
mean,
love it. And maybe it's different from day to day use, but
mm-hmm.
I didn't really like it. I feel like my use case is, I'm at the conference. I'm trying to show people my site, coveragemap.com, what we're doing. And honestly, the best aspect ratio, I think, for just like showing people a website is the regular Z Fold 8 Ultra,
Yeah.
or I guess not regular, but the square one, because then you get more screen real estate for the website. So yeah, like
Yeah,
this is, I
definitely.
think, way better for that.
And then when you do split screen, you get two of the tall phones, so you don't have to scroll as much. You
Yeah,
get more on the screen.
I am kind of agreeing with that. So I'm curious what happens with Apple, what I think about that. But that is definitely something that I would take into consideration. But what about the camera, Max? What are you doing for
Oh,
cameras? Are you doing 3 cameras, ultra wide, telephoto? What's the
yeah.
camera loadout going with?
All three cameras, 200 megapixels each,
Okay.
which is really dumb, because those are huge and that's gonna take up space that you need for the battery. But 200 megapixels, ProRes, Apple Log, RAW format, because I shoot my videos to this day on my iPhone. So every
Really?
video you watch from me shot on iPhone, including what you're looking at right now, because I'm using my iPhone as my webcam. So cameras are really important, especially for video. So that's gonna be a big one. And then in order to have enough battery to record video in that high of resolution and quality, the battery would need to be either silicon carbon or solid state. And that would make it more efficient and wouldn't require as much space to get very high capacity.
I like that idea a lot, that extra battery capacity. I feel like if I'm designing my dream phone, what I love most about iPhone is the action button. I use that all the time. So I definitely want an action button. I don't know if the folding is better. Like I might be lame and just go with the brick. The cameras I love. I think I would actually do 4 cameras on a Dream phone. Add in another like 10x telephoto on this.
Okay.
We would be cooking.
Spot
Other
camera.
hot take I have, turning the camera control button into a start or a push to talk voice dictation button. That's what I think.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And then iOS basically for iMessage. I don't know. I don't really dream big, I feel like, for smartphones. I dream small.
You gotta take practicality into account. Because
Yeah.
if you don't do that, then you get the iPhone Air.
I guess that's true. It's just like thin and big, but I need the cameras.
Yeah. It's a great size though. It feels great in the hand.
It really does. The lightness is really good, and it's nice to use it without a case too. I think it's so sad to have like such a premium phone, titanium rails, beautiful design, to be covered in just like cheap plastic, effectively.
Yeah.
Okay, Max, we have another super chat coming in from Taylor. Taylor, thank you so much for your generosity and support. Max, since all carriers are now 36 months, what's favorite plan between AT&T Elite Premium, Verizon Plus Ultimate, and T-Mobile Experience Beyond, and more, and why? Stetson likes simplicity. It's true. Last week on my live stream, I was going towards the simplicity plan, but I'm curious your take when we look at those premium plans from the providers. We actually might have that. We actually do on the Best Phone Plans website. We have it queued up here so we can go to comparison. What do you think? What's your take between these top dog plans?
Single lines, you definitely want simplicity. Easily the best deal, because even that with the cost of a phone added is cheaper than any of these for a single line. And you're getting premium priority data, you're getting some hotspot included, so it's a pretty good plan for 30 bucks. And then if you do the add-ons to customize it, you can build it out even more, get 100 gigs, or I think you can even get unlimited hotspot as well. And then
That's
you can
right,
add
yeah.
better video, you can add all that. But as soon as you get to families, the value proposition kind of erodes. And at that point, I'd recommend either, maybe AT&T's family plans, but those aren't the most competitive, so you'd have to get a really good deal on it, which AT&T's got plenty of discount opportunities. Otherwise, a T-Mobile Experience plan or Verizon My Plan, which they also still offer alongside simplicity.
That's a really good call. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious looking at the numbers here. So unlimited ultimate for 4 lines is 220, simplicity 180, T-Mobile Experience More 170, Experience Beyond 215, Elite 2.0 300, which is insane, and then Premium 2.0 is 220. I think the big difference here is not only in the monthly cost, but also in the device promotional credits. So AT&T Premium, you're getting the full up to $1,100 off. T-Mobile Experience More, usually topping out at around $830 off. And I think when you have 4 lines that are getting that extra value of that trading credit, that's where going with a plan like AT&T Premium 2.0 or some of the other ones can make a difference. And it looks like Max will be back.
Yeah,
He's back.
AirPods were about to die.
Okay.
So I had to quick switch them out. This is a rookie mistake.
the hot swap headphones back to wired headphones in 2026. All right. I feel like we got it. Let's go back to the chat here. Ooh, this is back to the Dream phone. Man, sorry, Max. I keep clicking on the wrong button there. I actually like the camera control and would love 3D touchback, but I can honestly never see it coming back, unfortunately. That's true. I love 3D touch. I miss that. That was one of my favorite features.
Yeah, that was awesome. But I don't really miss it though. I don't really use it, I guess. Or do they have a replacement called haptic touch? And I don't really use that, but
yeah. I feel like I used 3D touch more when you could actually do it. And now it's, I don't know, it's different. The haptic touch, you tap and hold. So that is a really good call though. Really good call. George is saying Verizon hit a home run with simplicity. I think for 1 and 2 lines, they really did. I will say if it is $45, that full retail price, I don't know. Do you think it's worth it at the $45 max?
But not compared to like Visible Plus Pro or Visible Plus, but the people Verizon's targeting with that would get the $30 price and would qualify for the switcher discount. You just got to either port in a number from another carrier or just submit your bill if you want a new number. So uh, more people would be getting 30 bucks, I think. And if it would be 45 for you, then probably go to Visible instead.
I agree with that. Yeah. It's tricky because if you're an existing Verizon customer, it's not really worth switching.
No,
So yeah, you wanna just keep your plan. But it is a really, really good plan. Now I'm curious where you are, Max. Who has the best coverage? Like are all of these good options for you, or would you lean one provider over another simply based on coverage?
me personally, in my area, they're all very close, which used to not be the case, but they're all very close now. I could probably honestly daily drive any of them without any major issues. But generally, I don't like to say one carrier overall has a better network than another because that can get, like, what are we talking about? What are we comparing exactly? And it's different for everyone. There's all kinds of different variables in there. And so for that, I'd probably just recommend checking your coverage instead, which just right above you on the screen there.
Oh yeah,
A
yeah.
little something.
CoverageMap.com.
Yeah, boom. Got it. But me personally, all of them would probably work.
Yeah, I think that's a good problem to have. Then you have all the options where you can really pick which one you want to go for. Of course, you have all the lines already, so you're getting all the networks. You can test them
Yeah.
out, so it almost doesn't even matter. Um, let's see what else we got. Scott's saying the software is not the same. Nothing beats a physical click, peak and pop, or top tier. I would agree. I would say some stuff was kind of silly, but the um, man, just the haptics of that were really incredible. Were really incredible. Yeah, let me know if you see any questions that you want to answer. Otherwise, I'd be curious what like if you were to recommend maybe your top 5 or what do I have? On the best phone plans website, I currently have I guess 8 plans, which no one can see. Boom. On the best phone plans website, I have 8 plans picked out as some top picks. I'm curious what maybe Max, what would be your top, let's do top 4. What are you doing for top 4 plans for you at the moment right now? Do you agree with my picks? Do you have other suggestions? Or maybe something that's missing here that you think should be on stage?
Plan of the year, number one, the regular Visible Plus. So not Pro, not Base,
Really?
Visible Plus at number one. That's the value play. So I mean, because you're getting a lot of premium access, great value, $35 all in, taxes included, 1080p video. That's basically as good as you can get on the Verizon network outside of like standalone and some of the stuff that like only postpaid gets. But even that gap is kind of shortening. So that's a great option, great international support as well, without being too expensive. And when you add a phone to that for a single line, that's pretty amazing. And then I've actually got my list right here. Both plans from US Mobile are the two
Well,
main ones anyway.
before we go on, Max, I got to
Oh,
stop you. Before we talk about the US mobile plans that I'm sure everyone's stoked on, how come you're going Visible Plus versus Total Wireless? Like you said yourself, you're on Total Wireless. You have the $15 plan. I saw Trevor in the chat shouting out that Total Wireless plus the Fios deal is unbeatable, but you're going Visible Plus as your top pick. How come?
well, first off, Visible has the same Fios deal that Total does, but Total is more about the customer experience and the lack of it, I guess. I just can't stand it. And like I know what I'm doing and I have issues. Like to someone who doesn't, that's a complete no-go. And I really want them to do better and I really want them to focus on that instead of just continuing to crank out promo offers and open 4 stores a day because I think they got bigger issues. So if you really know what you're doing and you just want like the bang for your buck, like price to performance, best option, that's the one you want to do. But for most people, I would say spend the 15 bucks. Plus, Visible's always got it on sale. So you got promos
It's
to get
true.
it even
Yeah.
cheaper.
I've got it for 30 a month right now with code SUMMER. Let's just check out the Visible website and see if they have any other. Oh, they're doing their annual plan. So
Yeah. Yeah.
50% off Visible Plus Pro. This is probably the best deal in the wireless space at the moment. Comes out to $18.75 a month. And you think it's basically worth it to get a better mobile app, better experience with Visible versus doing the total wireless and truly getting the like best price, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that I would trust somebody like, my parents or even my grandparents with. Total, no way. Total's a
Yeah, that's
nightmare.
so fair.
So,
Yeah.
and you got it down to $29. So like $9, like, yeah, pay that
Yeah.
$9.
Whoa, save 6. That's I gotta update my website. Look at that.
Yeah.
Classic.
Summer's over.
So yeah, summer is over. Oh, that's so sad. No, I'm not ready for summer to be over.
I know.
Okay, so though that's your top pick. It is a
Yeah.
phenomenal plan. You're absolutely right. What's next for you? It sounded like you had 2 US mobile plans lined up.
Yep. So unlimited starter and unlimited premium. And as far as the specific network version, just pick whichever one you honestly want because they have differences between the networks, but they're pretty close and both are amazing value. And again, always on sale as well. So it's uh, less risky to try them out. And US Mobile is just like the best customer experience across the board. Great value packed into the plans. You can do, multi-network or switch your network, and it's got all that stuff for the enthusiast. But then if you're not an enthusiast, it's just a simple and easy experience.
Whoa, Max, are you seeing this?
Yeah,
I think for the first time, we are seeing a US mobile website redesign live on stream. This is crazy.
that
This is
is.
totally different from what it used to be.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Where did the like data bucket plans go? Everything is up here now. Whoa.
yeah. So
Whoa.
you got a
Okay.
little tab bar now.
Yeah, we do have a little tab bar. This almost reminds me of my own website. So we've got by the gig. Okay. Sorry. I just think it's really funny that they took the old website design and then just like shoved it into a tab bar.
Oh, they
I think
kind of
that's
did.
funny. We have the custom plan, which is
Probably
oh
not
my God, is this
something.
back? What the heck? Why?
So
Here
they
we
got rid of
guys.
it and they brought it back.
Let's do 1,000 texts. We can
Now
do 4 gigs.
that's my plan of the year. I mean,
Oh, okay. Not really sure how I feel about this. 4 gigs for $15, 300 minutes for $4, 1,000 texts for $4, $23 a month. But you can get 5 gigs with unlimited minutes and text for $15 a month. What is going on? What is going on?
it's basically like
Um,
MobileX but worse.
yeah, this is MobileX, but worse. And wait, this looks like it's the annual pricing. So, so if we do 4 gigs, 300 minutes, 1,000 texts,
So
it's
it's
20.
20% more than that. Oh, maybe
Oh,
not.
you know
Okay.
what?
Oh, that's for the light plan. Oh.
Continue monthly. I see. I see. That's very confusing, I think.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that could be way better, I think. The watch plans, definitely like that layout. And then internet. I like how they're still bundling in Starlink here. I think that's funny. Interesting. Network transfer and multi-network add-on. Wait, unlimited. Compare plans. Here we go.
There
Up
we go.
the table's still here. Wow. I don't know.
They
Your
should just
thoughts,
have a
initial?
they should have a tab bar for pick your network and then the features on the list change.
They
I
kind of
mean,
do at the top. Is that kind of what you mean,
yeah,
or
but like without needing to open that table.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
like just
But
put that on the web page?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
But
I don't know if that would like super confuse people or just like clarify everything, but
maybe it's good to hide it in the little things so if you want it,
yeah,
you know what to look for. But either way, I think those starter and premium plans are awesome and great value for the money, great customer experience. And I see multiple people on X who I don't normally associate with being like cell phone plan people, just talking about US Mobile. Like I get for
we
oh
got the old site, everybody.
oh all right, we're back. But yeah, I see them talking about like $40 a month. I get all 3 networks on a watch. I'm just like, whoa, that's crazy.
And that
So
is crazy. And so they're
yeah,
what are they doing? That's like unlimited starter for 25. adding in the watch line for like maybe 650 or 950 a month, and then doing another network for like $10 basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good deal. That's a really good deal. All right, so those are, I think, your top three. We've got Visible Plus, then we've got US Mobile Unlimited Starter and Premium on all networks, basically phenomenal plans. I think I asked what was like top four maybe or top five.
Yeah.
What's
Probably
what? Are,
next up would be Mint Mobile's unlimited plan, Verizon
ooh,
Simplicity for 1 or 2 lines, actually. That's within the realm of the top picks, but the Mint
wow.
deal especially, first off, for being a great option on the T-Mobile network, and it's always on sale pretty much for $15 a month for your first 3, 6, or 12 months. And that one is a really good option that you can just like give to someone who's like maybe like your grandma or something. Someone you're just gonna like get a used iPhone for 300, $400, and then you put her on Mint Mobile Unlimited for a year. It bills once a year, and you just don't touch it. You set it and you forget it. You got it for a year, and then it charges the next year, and you're set. That's just such a good option.
It really is. And it's got everything you need. Unlimited high speed, 20 gigs of hotspot is really nice, especially at that price point. I feel like I've got to give Mint a shout out too. This is kind of unexpected coming from me, but the thing I like about Mint is actually their phone deals. You can buy
Okay.
a new phone and the Pixel 11, right? It just came out. You can do the phone and 12 months of service for $804. So
That's less
that's
than the cost of the phone itself.
yeah, for less than the cost of the phone itself, you're getting the phone and a year of service. And the best part is for some reason, Mint will unlock your device after 60 days.
Yeah.
So that's a definitely a big plus for them. I am
Yeah.
curious though, do you prefer Mint over, say, Metro by T-Mobile? Because Metro's been doing some pretty good monthly plans recently.
They have been. They actually just added a new one for $35 also. So now they
Really?
have a 20, a 25, or a 25, a 30, and a 35.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, that $30 plan is pretty much the same thing as Mint Mobile's unlimited plan, just with less hotspot. So if you'd rather have a monthly plan, then go for that one instead. Um, but either way, you really can't go wrong. You're going to get pretty much the same network access. But that $35 plan gives you some extra international support. That's about it. But yeah.
What's really funny to me is they like Metro could have just taken the $25 a month plan and be like, okay, here's a hotspot add-on for $5 extra.
Yeah.
And then here's a unlimited calls and texts in Mexico and Canada with 5 gigs of roaming for $5 extra. Like, you know what I mean?
They had to inconvenience themselves to make 2 extra broadband
Yeah.
fax labels for those.
Yeah. Maybe it works though. I mean, sometimes people
Yeah.
just like seeing what's included in the plan
Yeah.
and getting all of that.
Well,
I
people don't
know.
want to get like upsold to an add-on if they don't need it.
Yeah, just getting everything included. And I think that is part of the appeal with plans such as US Mobile Unlimited Premium, where you get the free smartwatch on Warp and even your top pick, Visible Plus. Just getting all of this stuff included, and then Visible Plus Pro, getting that smartwatch service included as well is just a nice touch there. Cool. So you're doing Mint, and then are you doing Simplicity? It sounds like is kind of like the postpaid option.
Yeah, pretty much. For families, I'd probably do either Verizon Unlimited Plus or T-Mobile Experience More 2.0 or AT&T Premium 2.0 for a family, like a family of four with
Yeah,
phone promos. Because if you're bringing your phones, then just get a cheaper plan. But
yeah.
phone promos that you want to have like a good upgrade path every few years, then postpaid is the way to go.
What do you think of the viability of postpaid now that Apple's doing the financing options with, is it literally just called Apple financing? Someone help
I
me
think
out
it's
here.
Apple Upgrade.
Apple upgrade. Let's get the official name. I wish I knew the best place to find this. Let's just try and buy an iPhone per usual on stream.
Yeah,
iPhone 17 Pro, obviously orange because Max is
obviously.
here. 256. It is lease with Apple upgrade.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. Yeah. So what do you think about, like, would you still lean postpaid in this scenario, or would you say, hey, you should probably just lease it and then go prepaid.
Well, I mean, that's not for families. That's basically just for single lines because the math just doesn't make sense for a family. Because you're looking at, $32 a month times four plus the cost of a plan. Even if you find let's say you get a family plan for $30 a line, you're looking at upwards of $240 total for that bill. Meanwhile, like a top tier postpaid plan for four lines with phones included, you're looking at something around 200 to 220 at the higher end.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we were seeing for like AT&T and stuff. Yeah, I think that's a great call. I think the carrier deals really are, they're basically worth it. Like if you have multiple lines and you want to finance your phones, you probably should just go with one of the big carriers and do that. I think there is something to be said going prepaid. You can save a little bit of money sometimes. You get more flexibility on what network you want. You can put different people on different plans and stuff. But sometimes the simplicity, as they say, of going with the postpaid carrier is just worth it. Cool. Let me see if there's any comments in the chat. We've got Cool Extreme Games with a question. Stetson and Max. Oh gosh, I did it again. I got to reorganize those buttons. I'm about to switch to Total Wireless's all access plan from AT&T Premium 2.0 with 5 lines. Is it worth it? Both carriers have good service in my area, but AT&T is heavily congested here.
I mean, I guess the question I'd ask is phones. Again, that's kind of the whole deciding factor here. What's your phone situation like? Are you about to get new phones? Do you already have good ones and you just want to switch over to a different plan? Because, yes, total all access is $145 for 5 lines. It's a very low price for 5 lines. All right, Cool Extreme Game saying no carrier financing. So is that like you don't want it or you
No
don't
carrier
use it?
financing. Yeah. So that means going to be buying phones outright is how I'd
Okay.
interpret that.
Okay. Yeah, total all access can be a great plan. That's basically close to Visible Plus. Very similar experience there. And it's great access. You get Disney Plus, you get some other perks. So total could be a great choice. Yeah, I think total would be a good one. Probably check to be sure though that Verizon's good in your area. And
That's
yeah.
a really great point. Yeah. I was trying to see now. Yeah, I think honestly, for the premium features and stuff, that is going to be a really good option. Maybe if you don't need the premium data or some of the other stuff, you could consider doing. So we have Total Max, Total All Access for 145. You could maybe consider putting sublines on US Mobile or doing a US Mobile mix and mash, right? Mix and match, where you've got some on starter, some on premium, and there's the possibility that kind of mixing and matching those along with factoring in the annual discounts could really help for that first year. But if you just want something easy, I kind of agree. Like Total Wireless is one of the best value options on Verizon for a family.
Yeah, I just did that math. 145 over 5 is $29 a line, including taxes. I don't think you can get much better than that.
That's a really good point, especially for that kind of priority and stuff. Unless you really wanted to be a pain for yourself and you do the bring your own device option, 5 separate times, 5 separate accounts, absolute mess.
Yeah, if you're gonna switch to total, just be ready to deal with some stuff that you've never dealt with before.
It's true. I had to switch my Total Wireless eSIM from one phone to another, and I don't believe that option is actually available on the website. It's only available in the mobile app. And what I found confusing is you have to it's like you're adding a device, and then it's like, what do you want? Do you want an existing phone number or a new phone number? And I'm like, what? I just want to transfer the phone number. And so what you have to do is you have to enter your existing phone number that you're effectively transferring to a new device. Is very confusing. And what kills me, I didn't say this in the video, but what kills me is this is an app that is designed to be used on phones. And every single screen, the continue button was cut off. It was below the fold. Like you had to scroll down to see it. And I'm like, guys, what are we doing here? Like, you know the size of the screen.
Yeah.
This should be way better. Thankfully, they do have stores. They do have reps and stuff. and so people can help you out.
Well, I mean, this is already a solved problem because Apple has the eSIM transfer in settings. The carrier just has to choose to support it, and they don't. And they have that on Android now too. They even have an Android 2 iPhone and iPhone 2 Android solution now. The carrier just has to flip a switch, and I mean, maybe it's a little more than flipping a switch, but it's probably less effort than retooling your whole app, but they should retool the whole app anyway. I've noticed in using the Total app, whenever you tap a button and it's not something they've built yet, it takes you to like the little mini browser inside of the app and it defeats the purpose of the app.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And one time I was trying to log in and for some reason they randomly locked me out of my account. And I was just thinking to myself, all right, typical Total. What do I do now? So I go there, I had to reset my password. And you know how on the iPhone you get to autofill a secure password that it creates for you and it saves it for you. So I do that. And important detail of the story, you got to remember this. It let me proceed with that. All right. So I go back to the Total app, log in with that new password, and it says this password isn't long enough or it doesn't need or it doesn't have the right symbols or something, some dumb thing like that about how I didn't follow their password rules, even though they just let me proceed with that password anyway. So I don't know if I even have access to my account anymore. It's so bad. So, and like, I'm not going to guarantee that this is going to happen to you, but it's something I feel like you should know before you sign up for Total Wireless, which is something that won't happen to you if you sign up for Verizon Postpaid, Visible, or any carrier outside of the legacy track phone system.
It's true. Yeah, I think part of it is the track phone system. Like this website, like hovering over shop. Where is this? Just how like I don't know. The website is built, and you go to what is it? Simple Mobile. Like all of these Verizon value brands, you can just tell the website is the same structure if it loads up
Yeah.
here. And it is really designed like here it is like shop. This is like exactly the same as like track phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's not designed for a mobile first experience. Here it is.
No.
Shop. It's just the way it comes down, everything. It's designed for dealers. The people are signing up for these plans in the Total Wireless store. And so the good news, I signed up for Total Wireless and genuinely haven't touched the app in months. So sometimes if you sign up, you can just like set it and forget it. But other times, if you actually need to do something, it can be you can run into some unexpected
So bad.
adventures. Yeah.
It's trash. What I said in one of my posts venting about this was they need to completely obliterate what they currently have and rebuild it from scratch entirely.
It would be nice. It would be
Fixing
nice.
what's there is not enough.
We have a question coming in right now from Sponge5797. Hi, Stetson. Total Max BYO or Visible Plus? I'm actually curious, Max, what would you say for this one?
Mine's Visible Plus. That's my plan of the year. Smooth customer experience and very similar features for not really that much more. I'd totally go Visible Plus.
I think that's a great pick. I guess for me, it comes down to what's your priority, Sponge? Are you trying to get the best value in wireless or have a good overall experience? If you are looking for that best value in wireless, I mean, it's irrefutably Total Max 5G BYO. I mean, look, Max himself here is on a Total Wireless plan because he got the $15 promo, right? Like, it's so good. And then hopefully once you get it and it's set up, you don't really need to do anything and worry about it. But yeah, if you do want to pay a little bit extra and get a better experience, Visible Plus is another phenomenal pick. I do think, Max, you brought up a good point earlier. Like, what would I recommend to my friends? Genuinely, probably Visible Plus. It's just a better app, a better experience. And like when you go to switch devices on Visible Plus, it actually makes sense. You go to a new phone and it's like, do you want to download your eSIM? And you're like, yeah, I do. And it works. None of this like Total Wireless, 13 steps, so many taps, re-entering your own phone number, all of that stuff. So that could definitely be worth it. Depends, Sponge, again, I think on what your priorities are. We have another question coming in from No One Man. Trevor, great to see you here in the chat. And it is there any reason whatsoever to get the AT&T Elite 2.0 plans? Yes. I think the answer is yes. And it is for one extremely niche use case. So, and I'll be curious, Max, if you agree with this. So we have Elite 2.0. insanely expensive, first of all. $110 a month plus tax. So probably closer to like 116. The most expensive consumer postpaid plan we've seen. Unlimited priority, 250 gigs hotspot, 4K video. What's interesting is you get a watch line included and a tablet line included. And then you also get some great international features included as well. I think the only scenario this is worth it is if you have like, I think it's like 4 lines, 4 tablets, and 4 watches. And you also do like 3 international trips per year. I think that's when it's worth it. Max, what's your take? Is this plan worth it?
When you said one use case, I thought you were going to say to burn money. I guess for that, sure, but no. This is like I don't even know what to say. Most expensive plan in the industry, not worth it. Unless you got, what was it, 4 phone lines, 4 tablets, 4 watches, 3 international trips.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Probably
I put my calculator on the site right now. So let's see if I can customize this. Let's say we're coming from Verizon. And we'll continue. We've got 4 phone lines, 4 smartwatch lines, and 4 tablet lines. And we'll just do the base upgrades because we are efficient. We'll do a Denver zip code. All right. And then we have to do features. No, data, unlimited data. Oh, it looks like Metro is cheaper. Looks like Cricket's cheaper. It looks like Verizon Unlimited Plus might also be cheaper.
You gotta scroll, then you'll see it.
How is this possible?
So pretty much what I said, burning money. That's about what it is.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's not even on the paid. Maybe I should look at that. Maybe this isn't actually working. We'll look into it. I'll have my developer, aka Claude, look into this. But yeah, I guess maybe Max, you're right. Maybe it is simply just to burn money. I feel like my gut instinct is there might be one scenario where you have all these connected devices and it is worth it. But outside of that, it probably isn't. All right, CTAV Play. I'm on Visible Plus Pro. My annual plan is expiring next month. Common problem, I feel like, for some people. I can't renew at the $225 rate for new users. I also need a new phone. T-Mobile is pretty great in my area. Should I switch to Mint? Max, your thoughts here?
Probably yes, because they got a really, really good promo right now for new customers. $15 when you pay for any amount of months, actually, 3, 6, or 12. $15 a month. That's an amazing deal for the Mint Mobile Unlimited plan. And if T-Mobile's great, then yeah, kind of no reason not to go for that one.
I would say yes, simply for the phone deals. Mint's doing we just talked about it earlier in the stream, but that Pixel 11 deal, maybe even the 11 Pro, where you get the phone and a year of service for less than the cost of the phone. So $904 for the phone and 1 year of Mint Mobile's unlimited plan. I think that's a great value. The phone auto unlocks after 60 days. I think that's going to be a really good experience. And then you're free to use it on any other carrier. And even the Samsung deals, like the base S26, $580 for the S26 and a year of service. I think that's really hard to beat. So I'm a big yes proponent for this one. All right, we have a super chat coming in from G. Piriani, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the generosity and support. New Sony phone announcement in 54 minutes. Appreciate the heads up. Forgot Sony made phones. What's funny is like this announcement will likely happen and then the phone will likely come out in like 1 or 2 months. It's not like Apple or Google where it's like announcement 2 weeks later phone.
I don't even know. Do they still sell them in the US?
Yeah, I think they do.
Maybe they do. Okay.
Yeah. Ooh.
Clearly not selling many.
Tommy's also saying US Mobile should have good deals on phones. Let's check them out.
They have some Pixel 11 deals. I know that.
Yeah, they're really good for Pixel 11 deals. Pixel 11 Pro, $470 off. Dang. I was thinking of doing a trade-in. Maybe I should just do this. So this is US Mobile site, Pixel 11 Pro, $629. View details. I do want to view details. With an annual plan, $719 without. Huh. That's not bad.
It's
That's not
not,
bad at all.
because I did a trade-in to get mine, and I'm starting to wonder maybe I should get that, because my US Mobile annual plan is about to expire.
Yeah, let me guess. You bought a Pixel with that one last year.
No, I got the buy one get two free deal. That's what it
Oh,
was. I'm just
that'll
remembering
do
that
it.
now. That was such a, they got to bring that back.
They do get to bring that back. That was crazy. I I mean, the fact that you can get it for 719 without a trade-in is low key huge. So I definitely might be doing that as a US Mobile customer myself. Um, Pixel 11, 539. Wow, these are all phenomenal.
And they come unlocked, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Uh, so that's just a no-brainer. You don't get the choice of color, but, and I think you'd
Mm,
also have to be a US Mobile customer. Even if you don't get the plan deal, you still have to get, yeah, it says requires activation. So, maybe you just get the $15 plan for a month and leave, but uh, you still have to do that.
yeah. Yeah, you do need an annual plan of some sort. And let's see terms. Um, So device must be activated on a new US mobile line number or port in and kept active for 60 continuous days to unlock. So it looks like 60-day unlock with an annual plan. And if we do the purchase optional, device is locked to US Mobile at the time of sale. Device may be activated on US Mobile and kept active for 60 continuous days to unlock. So it looks like 60 days before device is unlocked, which is the same as what Mint Mobile is doing. So pretty common there. Um, Dang, that's pretty good. Do I want to wait 60 days? Nope, not at all. But the option is there for people who are looking for that. Before we go further, Max, I feel like we got to give a shout out to something you've been working on, and I'm
Oh,
curious to learn more about this. You have a site here that is a teaser. It's
yes,
your
we do.
plan. Your
Yes, we
plan is
do.
coming. So what is this? What's going on?
So, what we're working on with your plan is going to be the easiest, best, most detailed way to find the perfect phone plan for you. And so, it's going to be a simple process getting a couple of quick, little bits of information. The AI is going to process all that and give you perfectly matched results to what you need for what you're looking for in your plan and the phones you want. And so, I'm super excited about it. We've got so much coming, even beyond the initial launch. And so, if you want to be one of the first to know about it and get the chance to be one of the first to try it, you can join that waitlist right there. And all you need is an email. You can also optionally do your phone number and current carrier, and you'll be good to go.
Wow, that's sick. I love how my you made it so the mouse kind of tints the
Yeah,
text. I think that's a nice effect.
it's the little details.
It's the little details. Buckle up for beta. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, that sounds like a whole lot of work, but very excited for you. And if you guys are interested, I'll throw this link. Oops. I think it's
Yep.
just yourplan.us.
Yourplan.us.
Throw this in the chat. So if you guys are curious to follow Max and what he's working on, definitely be sure to sign up there and to stay tuned. I mean, this really feels like it could be a game changer. I think we're answering questions here in the chat. What plan is best for me? Should I get Visible Plus or Total Wireless? What should I do? Like, should I get Mint if I want a new phone? It sounds like you're really trying to take all these normal questions that people have and build a product that just helps answer that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sick, sick.
Yeah.
But until then, we can do it the old-fashioned way,
Yeah.
manually.
AI is going to take your job soon. I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see what else we got. We got cooking in the chat. Oh, this is interesting. I don't like the MVNO, the deprioritize you so much. I'd rather stay with the big three. Max, your thoughts on this?
That depends on the plan, because a lot of them are prioritized now. So you just got to pick the ones that have priority data.
It's true. Yeah, it turns out you can actually get prepaid plans that have the same network priority as the postpaid carriers. And something I've done on my site, and what I guess the AI that Max is building will do is you can go in here to features and just go down and search for priority data, toggle that, and boom, all of a sudden you are looking at all of the plans with priority data on the different networks. And these plans will give you that exact same experience as the postpaid providers. So I really don't think there's a compromise with going with a prepaid carrier now. It's really if you want to finance a phone, then it probably makes sense to go with one of the big carriers. But if you're willing to pay up front for your device, get it unlocked, you really do have the flexibility to go with any plan you want and get a premium experience for less.
Yeah, there's very few differences, and the differences really aren't in quality. It's more how you pay for everything.
Yeah. We've got a question from AJB. Going to Aruba next month. I got Google Fi Unlimited Premium at the 75% off sale for my iPhone 17e. Unlocked, backup phone. Am I covered, or should I get one local eSIM or one of the US mobile plans? I will answer. Boom, Max back. He's back. Yeah, I guess I'll go first. I would say you should be completely covered. Google Fi Unlimited Premium has roaming. I guess, does it have roaming in Aruba? Do we know this? Max, what do you think?
Probably yes. They have like every country, so we'll have to check for sure. But I'm surprised they had a 75% off sale on the iPhone 17e. Usually they have really good deals for Androids, but I did not know that was something they offered.
I think he's talking about the plan
Oh
deal.
yeah, the plan 75%. That's right. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you tweeted that. I didn't even find the link and was like, guys, check out Max's Twitter. It's like, no joke. Yeah, plug. Do I have Twitter open? If you guys aren't following Max on Twitter, go follow him. He tweets out deals more than I do, apparently. So check him out. Throw the link in the chat. Max, how do you say your last name, by the way? I've just
yeah, Hippus.
Hippus. There you go. Throw it in the chat right now so you guys can go and follow him on X and always stay up to date with the latest deals. I feel like that was a while ago, so I feel like I have to scroll back, but
the offer is definitely not available anymore.
Yeah, that was RIP. This is it. This was the deal. I was like, everyone go follow Max. Like, he found it and I did not. So he's got, I don't know how you're doing it, how you're sourcing this, Max, what wizardry you're doing, but definitely do that. In terms of the international question on hand, AJB Aruba is covered on Google Fi Unlimited Premium. You should be all set. Keep in mind that phone calls will be charged at 25 cents per minute. So consider using voice over IP, such as WhatsApp, Telegram, FaceTime audio, or things like that for phone calls. AJB, I used Max's Twitter link last month. Boom. That's it. See, that's how you find out about these things.
Absolutely.
One tech critic, T-Mobile doesn't even matter if you're deprioritized for the most part. This is actually kind of an interesting question. I'm curious, Max, you've tested out a bunch of different plans and networks in your area. Do you feel like you've noticed a difference in priority in your region, just like using the services, or is it less of a big deal than you thought?
Real world use, no, because T-Mobile manages their network differently. But putting like a line on Metro and a postpaid like experience plan line side by side, pressing the go button at the same time on a speed test, there is a difference there. And I think I've showed it in some videos. I should make a dedicated video actually about that because there's definitely some questions about that. But real world, you would definitely notice it on Verizon. Maybe you would notice it on AT&T depending on where you are and how crowded it is. T-Mobile, you're pretty much fine with anything. You wouldn't really notice a substantial difference.
I would agree with that. I think side by side, you'll notice those speed differences, but in real world use cases, using my phone, I don't feel like I've ever noticed. I've never had a problem with being deprioritized. I will say it probably does vary based on location though, and we need that would be something cool to test out. G Priority saying, I just did a T-Mobile LTE speed test on a QCI 7 plan yesterday. Got 150 megabits per second download. Yeah, I mean, you'll get full speeds until the network is crowded, and then you won't. So
yeah.
Simple as that. Let's see. Interesting. Jared is saying, I have experience beyond. My girlfriend has a legacy plan from US Cellular, and her service is not as good as mine. I think another factor, I was going to say another factor is the phone too. So it could be US Cellular is deprioritized. It could also be what phone is your girlfriend using? right?
Yeah, probably check that. They're probably network managing US Cellular lower than like T-Mobile experience plans. I'll do a quick speed test right now just cause.
Yeah, let's see, because you
But
have US Cellular, or
yeah.
I guess you had US Cellular.
Well, it shows as T-Mobile now. Let's turn the brightness down so you can see this. It shows as T-Mobile in the status bar.
See if I can
So,
full screen that. Hang on.
no, yeah.
There we go. Got
Boom.
T-Mobile,
Yeah.
and Boost for some
And
reason.
Boost for some reason.
Ugh.
Um, and actually, interestingly, in the T-Life app, it shows as a 2.0 plan, just like all of the new T-Mobile plans. It's unlimited basic 2.0, which I find a little bit interesting. We are connecting to 5G standalone right now.
Let's see what we got.
So that's like about what I get with the postpaid line. So I'm not running this side by side with anything else. This is just kind of what I usually get.
Really good. 751 megabits per second down, a 25 millisecond ping, just around 80 megabits per second up. That's phenomenal performance on 5G standalone there.
Yeah.
So
Often I do get an upload over 100 though, but that doesn't always happen.
we have a question coming in from Debo Pop or Hyper Saiyan. I don't care. Hello, Stetson. Could you please provide your recommendation for the optimal T-Mobile plan currently available? Follow-up question. Do you mean T-Mobile directly, or do you mean on the T-Mobile network? I would say, based on the discussion, you're going to want to go Mint Mobile for the optimal T-Mobile plan. I think that's just the best value right now. $15 a month for unlimited data. Hard to beat that. Unstoppable. In terms of the actual T-Mobile postpaid plans, Max, what would you recommend for that if you were going T-Mobile postpaid? What are you signing up for?
For families, probably experience more 2.0. But if you're looking at a single line, Mint is great. The $30 plan at Metro is really good. But actually, they have an offer for the Essential Saver 2.0, where if you bring your phone and number, you can get it for $30. And that's not great on its own because the Mint and the Metro plans are better for that same price or less. But they're giving you right now a $400 prepaid MasterCard when you sign up for that and just pour it in without a phone payoff or anything. And I did the math on that. That's basically like 13 months of that plan going right back to you. And I think you get it within about 2 months of signing up. So with that promo going on, because they got the promos on the prepaid side, they've also got them on the postpaid side for bring your own. And that could be one to at least look into and compare to what they have for Metro and Mint.
That could be worth doing the math out. I think Hyper Saiyan saying, on the network, I value trade-in, promotion, and true unlimited data. I mean, I think if you want the simplicity of a trade-in promotion, it might be worth biting the bullet and going with Experience More 2.0. But at the same time, like, what you can do is go to Apple and effectively lease your phone with Apple Upgrade, or you can finance it with the Apple Card monthly financing. But I think if you upgrade every year, leasing it ends up being cheaper. And you can go ahead, select T-Mobile. If you get the Pro model iPhone, this ships unlocked out of the box, and you're going to be able to use it on Mint Mobile. So you've got the phone for $45.99. You've got the service for $15. You're looking at what? $60 a month, give or take, maybe 65 after taxes and fees. Full price would be 75, maybe $80 a month. And that's not going to be a bad deal for that pro level iPhone. Even if you did go T-Mobile, 85 a month, taxes and fees are now extra, which hurts to say, but it's true. And you're only getting maybe $830 off. So I think net cost, Mint would be good. That said, T-Mobile, you do get a lot of benefits. Netflix, Apple TV, some better hotspot, some better international data, and that could be worth it for you. But
yeah. But you get the yearly upgrade with that Apple upgrade route. And if you don't need a yearly upgrade and you do the 2-year option, what is it, $31.99 a month for the
that's a
lease
great
with the
call.
2-year?
Yep, really
And then
drops down.
And then you add the Mint Mobile Unlimited to it. You said, is that only for the Pro model? Because you said that specifically the Pro model if it ships unlocked.
Pro model. So it's the Pro model, the Air, and the E. They all ship unlocked out of the box, good to go.
Okay.
The base model is technically unlocked, The problem is when you try and process this order, you get hit with a verify your T-Mobile account or verify your Verizon account page. And so you're
Hmm,
unable to actually place the order. Whereas
that is
with the
so
Pro
weird.
model, yeah, they don't ask for that. So you can just place it and
Yeah,
it ships unlocked.
I don't know. Well, the Pro comes in orange anyway, so that's the one you got to get. You add that to a 15 or a $20 like total deal, but it looks like you want T-Mobile, so Mint Mobile, and yeah, you got something pretty good right there.
Like all in net cost for the phone and service, somewhere in that $65 to $75 price range. I think that's a really, really good value. So
Yeah.
yeah, and Gabe adding in all of them ship unlocked. The AT&T installment plan is the thing for 36 months financing through AT&T. Yeah, it's worth, I guess, like how do you get an unlocked phone from Apple, right? We'll do a quick segment on this. If you lease with the Apple upgrade program, this is unlocked. Okay, it doesn't matter if you do 12 months or 24 months, or if you pick AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon. All of these will ship unlocked. I guess I liked to pick T-Mobile because that's what I picked in the past. If you wanted to finance it, this is where things get not more complicated, but you have to be more mindful. The Apple Card monthly installments, this ships unlocked. If you do any of the other installment plans, AT&T installment plans, T-Mobile equipment installment plan, or Verizon device payment program, those three options are locked to their respective carriers. Only the Apple Card monthly installment is going to be unlocked. And then, of course, if you buy it outright, you just got to do the connect to any carrier later, and you are good to go. So,
There was a comment from Green. Apparently, T-Mobile locks the phones from Apple now.
so that is true if you are buying or if you are financing the through the T-Mobile equipment installment plan. But it
Okay.
turns out if you do the Apple Card monthly installments and you select T-Mobile, that will be unlocked. And you can see that here with the pop-up. Is it easy to get connected? And you can see here's how it works. When you purchase an iPhone at Apple by paying in full or financing with an Apple financing option, and that's key, with an Apple financing option. So that is with the Apple Card or the Apple leasing program, you're going to receive an unlocked model that you can use with any carrier. So it really is just the are you able to purchase this device without validating your account? And with the Pro, Air, and E models, the answer is yes. With that baseline iPhone, the answer is no. So there you go.
Good to know. You might want to do the Apple upgrade at that point because it doesn't require you to get the Apple Card. You get a lower monthly payment. And if you wanted to buy the thing out to own it, you would never end up paying more than the retail price of the phone. Like after your monthly payments, the remaining amount to get to the retail price, you never end up paying more than that. So Apple
I
upgrade,
I think you're right for the laptop. I actually think with the phone, you have to trade it in. Am I wrong on that?
there's not a buyout for it.
I
Is
don't think there is a
hmm.
buyout for it. Let me see. Get the details. We've got to let's do 24 months. Um, do monthly, select Apple upgrade as your payment option, choose the carrier, complete the Klarna application, and you're good to go. Um, consumer lease, not a purchase or a loan. It's like hard to read all of this.
Yeah.
A leased iPhone is always unlocked, so you can switch carriers at any time, subject to the carrier's terms. Oh, wow. Wait. Interesting. For iPhone only, in order to lease an iPhone, you must select one of the following carriers, but you cannot use a prepaid carrier plan. I feel like I've got to try it. I've been saying you can, it comes unlocked. Look, it says
Well,
it's
it says it's on.
unlocked.
How would they know?
I don't know. Okay. Closing your lease and returning your device terminates your lease. You may incur substantial fees if you terminate your lease before the end of your initial lease term. You may have the option to upgrade to a new device by entering into a new lease agreement and returning your prior device. If you upgrade, if you do not upgrade, terminate your lease, or purchase your device by the end of the initial lease term, the lease will convert to a month-to-month lease for up to 6 months. I guess this does sound like you can buy it out. So maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe you just get to buy it out. But either way, food for thought. I guess I've got to do this. I've got to try it before the iPhone 18 comes out because people want to know.
Yeah.
They are not flex locked. If you buy from Apple, it is truly unlocked. It is truly unlocked. Kyle, I think it's something that Apple had to do to not take off the carriers. Could be. They at least present the verbiage that it's designed to work with the big postpaid carriers, but I think it'll work I think it'll work with the prepaid ones as well.
I mean, Apple's not at the mercy of the carriers. It's the other way around. If the carriers do something that Apple doesn't like, they can just cut off their supply of iPhones and lose most of their
Yeah,
customers.
it's true. It's true, but I think part of it as well is I think the carriers do sell a lot of iPhones, so it almost goes both ways. Um, it sounds like you have to pay substantial fees to buy out your lease and not start a new one, which sounds like yet another angle for Apple to lock somebody into their ecosystem. It could be. Could be. Yeah, Jared, it's unlocked. It's unlocked. They can't tell you where you're going to take it. How are they going to know? I think that's great. Great point. Great point. Factory mobile phone says, I need unlimited premium data, text, and voice for $0. Where is that deal?
Indeed.com. LinkedIn Jobs. ZipRecruiter.
Basically, just, yeah, get a job and be good to go. This is kind of interesting. And I'd be curious on your perspective, Max, because it sounds like you've reviewed some of the home internets, right?
Yeah, so I just posted my review of Verizon 5G home internet. Kind of disappointed, to be honest. And then behind me, which you can't see, we got T-Mobile home internet, and then we got, oh, well, now the mess, there we go. T-Mobile home internet and AT&T Internet Air. Yes, I actually got AT&T Internet Air, even though I have AT&T Fiber, and that method will not be made public. But you're going to see reviews from both of those pretty soon, so get subscribed so you don't miss them.
That's crazy. I guess, wait, we have to answer the question, where did it go? I think someone was just asking about
Straight
the internet
Talk home
service.
internet?
Yeah, there's this one, Gamer
Okay.
Tech. Hey, Stetson, what are your thoughts on Visible, Straight Talk, and Total Wireless home internet? They're all the same,
Yeah, that's what
effectively.
I was about to say. Same product, same gateway, slightly different price structures and bundle offers with the, complimentary carriers wireless plan, but same stuff.
I think if Verizon is good in your area, it's worth it. I would say if not, it's not worth it. Like it's simply not good where I live. I think I'll have to do a test live stream on Verizon 5G home internet, but I've got the box right here. It literally just sits unplugged and then I hold it up in videos. And this is my $70 a month prop is what I've got here. But I think the thing is I only get like 5 megabits per second up on like a good moment. And I think that can be a real bottleneck. So I'll have to try that out. And my understanding is the speeds are actually capped.
Oh yeah.
So so
It's low. That 5
T-Mobile.
megabits you're getting is not far off from what the cap is.
Wait, that's crazy. Is the cap like 10?
It's 20 on the home ultimate. I think it's 10 on the lowest plan.
Oh my God.
Because that was my big issue with it in my review and why I couldn't really recommend it to most people. Big caveat with that though, if you live in a millimeter wave market, which is not a detail I included in the video, then they give you higher speed caps with it, but most people are going to get the C-band speed caps, which are, I think you got to go into review details, maybe. They used to have the numbers on there, but if you go to the broadband fact labels, I have it in my video. I'm gonna go to my script and look at it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I think there was like a plan information. Is this it? Yeah, here we go. 5G home internet. This should be just like a bulleted list, but it effectively lists the caps here. So 5G plan with up to 100. So it's 100 megabit per second download, upload 5 to 10. And these are not like, oh, this is like a range that you're going to get. No, this is like they cap the speed. Like
Yeah.
it'll be 100 megabits per second max, and they limit it to that. It'll be 10 megabits per second up max, and they limit it to that. So yeah, upload speeds 10 to 15. That's crazy. And it's only on the millimeter wave.
Yeah,
So
there you
5G home
go.
internet. It's this one. Typical
Even
download
that.
speeds up to 1,000, and then 25 to 75 megabits per second up.
That's not that much better. I mean, it actually is, but nowhere close to fiber or even other cheap fixed wireless that isn't in a millimeter wave market. I'm getting upload speeds way higher than 75 on T-Mobile home internet, which is way cheaper than that, and I think even on AT&T Internet Air. I actually haven't done much testing on that, but I've done a little bit, and it's definitely better than what I had from Verizon.
Yeah, I think that's the caps. I think are tough, especially on video. So the video is capped as well.
Yeah.
I think it's around 8 megabits per second for 1080p, and I think 1080p. Some of them have up to 4K. Maybe not. This one has 4K. 5G Home Ultimate has 4K, but
But even that is like a hard cap at 20 megs, which is the minimum you need for 4K. That's fine for one device, but if you got multiple TVs or multiple devices streaming stuff in your house at once, which you might have that happening, then you're going to get buffering or throttling or both. But I think to get to GamerTech's comment, we need to go to the Total or Visible or Straight Talk
oh
websites
yeah.
and look at their nutrition labels because they have different speed caps. They still have speed caps, but they're different.
All right, let's do Visible first. Visible 5G home internet. Boom. So Visible is 2 months for $50. The pricing is basically $30 a month for home internet. And considering this is about the same as Verizon, that's fantastic. We need to find the speed. So home internet, typical download 85 to 165. This almost appears like more of a range. Upload 3 to 15, and
It's
then
probably
latency.
capped at 15 and 165.
That's not an unreasonable assumption, I think,
Yeah.
based on what Verizon does. Definitely, at least for the upload. I'd be curious to sign up and then use this in an area where I didn't sign up and like see what it's actually like. So that's one $30 for that. Let's do total wireless 5G.
I definitely want to test this and see what it's like. Let's see.
All right, so they're doing home internet $60, but you can save $25 when you bundle it, I think. And then you can save $15 a month with Fios or Frontier, which you should definitely do.
Yeah.
Let's do learn more, I think. So they're doing 200 megabits per second on this.
So that's a little better.
A little bit better. You're right. And I almost wonder if Visibles is capped at 200 and they're just doing like that range or something.
We'd have to compare the two broadband labels. That's what we need to.
Yeah, you're so right. It'd be awesome if I could find that.
Important to know that gateway is different than the one Verizon gives. I think I just saw the upload speed cap on that thing you hovered over.
On the pop-up?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, scroll down on it and...
Okay, 4G LTE, which is 20 to 50 megabits per second upload or download, and 3 to 6 upload. 5G 20 to 200 and 3 to 15 upload. So that actually seems very similar. They're saying 20 to 200, so probably capped at 200, down, capped at 15, up. Pretty similar. Do we have any like disclaimers here? I think it was just that what we saw in the nutrition label, which was more of that range. And then what was the other one? Straight Talk?
Yep.
I think Visible is what I would sign up for at the moment. This looks like the same gateway as Total.
Yeah. They give you the whole list. That's exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Oops. Close. And you have to buy the router.
Yeah.
For this one.
$69.99. Also, TracFone has one just like this. They announced that at the Verizon party. Now you got another tab.
Oh my God. TracFone 5G home internet. It's the same thing again.
It's exactly the same.
Fast reliable 200. So it's all like, do you have to buy the gateway? If yes, how much? If no, then it's included. And then it looks like it's 200 down, 15 up for max speed. So that's kind of what you're looking at. Between these, is there any one you would lean towards, or Does it not really
I,
matter?
I think they're all the same.
Yeah,
But
actually, Visible's gateway looks the same too now that I look at
yeah,
this.
yeah. I think
Wow.
Visible and Total give you a discount on the gateway. The other two make you pay a higher price, like $70 or something for it. But either way, it's all the same service and the same gateway. So Verizon must be getting a pretty good volume discount from whoever makes that. I think it's Foxconn that makes that one.
That's such a good point. Yeah, you're so right. I'm
Yeah.
curious how that compares to like this gray gateway that I have
Yeah.
from Verizon directly. So would be curious to test that out. Um, I think I would lean towards Visible just because of the price.
Hmm.
The and like I like Visible as the phone service, the app. I mean, Max, that was your top pick of the year. Great app,
Yeah,
great
yeah.
experience, and you're adding in home internet for $30 extra. So I think that would probably be the move.
Much better customer experience, all those things.
Yeah. See, this is my problem with these services. What's the point of all this capacity if the speeds are capped?
You got to monetize it.
Got to monetize it. You got to make it available for everyone. I simply don't know because you could do more dynamic management with the priority and stuff. And what's interesting, let me see. Let me see if I can sign in here. So I have the Coverage Map app running a speed test on T-Mobile home internet right now. I'm doing another 24-hour test. Let me see if I can sign out and sign into that account. And you can see, because what's cool with T-Mobile home internet is you just get the fastest speeds available.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
simple. All right, sign in here. Sign in. I am curious about the internet, the AT&T product.
I can give you a speed test for it.
Is it plugged in right now?
Yeah.
But you haven't been using it.
Not really.
Yeah. So
I like my fiber. But anyway, we'll do a internet Air on the iPhone Air.
let me do this, and while you get that, so this is T-Mobile. I've been running it for the past few hours here, and you can see speeds are ranging from 488 to 244, 217, 438, that kind of stuff. And the uploads are fantastic: 40, 33, 50, 49, 58. Like, yeah, these speeds are fantastic, and the latency is amazing as well, 15 milliseconds. So I really like what T-Mobile is doing with their product in terms of giving you the best that their network has, even if it's QCI 8 and then later QCI 9.
Yeah.
So
You got it pulled up, ready for the speed test.
all right, let's see it, Max. What we got? This is AT&T Internet Air.
Yep.
We've got a 56 millisecond ping, which is
That-
honestly crazy for AT&T.
that's
Looks
not
like
what I remember.
13 megabits per second for the download.
This is not a good showing for 18. I promise it's usually better than this. We got to run another one because the way
we'll let
the
you run another
upload
one.
was higher than the download. Also,
Yeah.
I'm seeing G Periani's comment. AT&T does have Cricket home internet. They've got internet air and fiber through Cricket.
Wow. Let me see if I can pull that up.
I
Yeah,
don't know
it's
what's happening right
either
now.
it's looking slow on that end for some reason. I don't know if that's a
Okay.
coverage map server. I don't know if it's that's another thing.
I'll try a different speed test app. Sorry to betray you. But
Betray me live on stream.
we'll do the dark side. Okay, that's more what you can expect right there.
Oh, dang. That's
All right.
crazy.
So fix your servers. Anyway, sustaining well over 550 down, 40 ping, 13 jitter, and uploads that are order of magnitude higher than what Verizon's offering.
That's wild.
Boom.
Yeah, that's way better than Verizon, that's for sure. And to answer the question about Cricket, so Cricket, it turns out, is literally just selling AT&T Internet Air in store, from what I can tell, and it's going to be that same plan, or a very similar one, but billed through Cricket, I guess, versus AT&T. So yeah. Mr. Lemon is saying, I pay $150 for 4 lines of Go5G Plus with the iPhone 17 Pros. I like the roaming. Is there a cheaper option?
I don't think there is. With
Nope.
phones included and all those perks and everything and taxes and fees, like Mr. Lemon, you got to keep that plan because if you've been seeing what T-Mobile's been doing, you're not going to want to switch to something else from them.
Yeah, it's so true.
I
They've
mean,
been adding in tax
150,
and fees.
yeah, 150 for 4 lines is 37.50 a line with a phone included. That's actually crazy. Like you must have some type of discounts stacked on it.
Maybe that insider discount, man.
Insider was awesome. They probably still offer it, but now it's more expensive because of the taxes and fees. Yep, Insider.
Insider code. That'll
So
do it.
good.
That'll do it. Dan P is saying check Starlink speeds. Unfortunately, I don't have that set up. Do you have Starlink? Have you tried Starlink Max?
I tried it once and I just could not get it to work, so I sent it back the next day. But I want to try it again because maybe I wasn't doing it right because I didn't want to do the whole drilling in the hole in the wall and everything. And
Yeah.
so I basically just opened my window, put it on my roof, but it was all snowy out. And so maybe that wasn't the move. So I sent it back, but I probably want to try it again. So look
Yeah,
forward to a review of that maybe.
I
Starlink
bought the
versus fixed
Starlink.
wireless.
Yeah, I bought the Starlink from US Mobile. I have not even opened the box, and it's been like 3 months. And so I made the executive decision that it was in fact time to return the Starlink. And so I submitted for return, and I'll probably send it back. I think, yeah, similar situation. The problem with Starlink is the optimal setup requires roof mounting it or
Hmm.
mounting it outside, and then running a cable into your home. And the truth is, I don't want to do that with these devices. 5G home internet, you just plug it in, pop this on a window, and you're good to go. You just simply can't do that with Starlink,
Yeah.
even if it does provide better performance or faster speeds in some capacity.
So were you paying for it for those 3 months?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was like the $100 plan, so it was like
Oh no.
$300 or whatever.
Oh
But
no, that's mess. You could have bought Palantir stock a month and a half ago.
yeah,
Um, they have a like Go option or whatever, like a smaller.
yeah,
It's called the Starlink Mini. That one you don't need to mount somewhere because it's made for like an RV or something. You can just take anywhere, and it's smaller and it's powered by a battery and stuff. So maybe that's the one to try to get the closest thing to fixed wireless. But
it's definitely. I've used that a couple times while camping, and
mm,
it's phenomenal. Like my friends and I'll go out to Moab. There's like no service out there, and they'll pop it in like the window of their van, and as long as it's getting a pretty good view of the sky, it'll connect and get surprisingly good speeds. So that has been really impressive, and I definitely is possible. Like I did run an Ethernet cable out through my garage up to like my balcony, and I was planning on plugging the Starlink in there, but unfortunately the squirrels chewed through the Ethernet cable, so I need to recap it. And then I'm like, I'll do this later. You know, we're about to
yeah.
get the new iPhones coming out. I feel like people are more interested in that kind of content versus the time it would take me to make the Starlink stuff. So
Funny you say that because they need to put some like poison, like animal repellent coating on the outside of those cables. Because the same thing happened to my underground AT&T fiber cable, and
no,
I was out of fiber for a day.
that
Yeah,
sucks. Yeah,
but they
damn.
sent someone as soon as they could. They fixed it for free, so that was nice.
That is good. That reminds me of a story. I was also having intermittent internet problems, and it's like this is weird. Like everything's hardwired in. We have fiber. Like this should be pretty good. And it turns out, I think there were bees in the like box where the fiber was being run from, and it was Longmont. What do we call it? Next light fiber. They were like, yeah, there were a bunch of bees in there, kind of like chewing away at the cable. So we sprayed it all out, and it looks like it should be good now. But yeah, it's you can still have issues with hardwire despite that. All right, Debo Popper, Hyper Saiyan, Stetson Max. We are 3 years out from 6G. What is the one thing you want the next generation to focus on?
Hmm. We've got it pretty good.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I
my
don't want
thoughts.
to. No, no. I mean, there's obviously some stuff they can work on, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
I mean, like latency seems like it's the best it's ever been in most scenarios. You could say, hey, maybe there's something with coverage. You either want like more coverage or maybe better indoor coverage. But then it's like, well, maybe the building should just get a DAS, right? A distributed antenna system where you're getting a repeater on the outside of the building, you're grabbing onto that cell signal, and then you're effectively repeating it inside the building with an interior uh, antenna system. That's that's probably better than anything like new frequencies or other frequencies could do. So yeah, I don't know.
Possibly, possibly 6G spectrum could be used to make satellite really good, but they need to also
Maybe.
work out the hardware limitations. But the right spectrum could maybe give us 5G sort of performance anywhere with satellite, but that has a long way to go.
I would say maybe like I don't know if I've tried the Verizon like FaceTime priority, but I feel like that could be cool where if you make a FaceTime call, like that's recognized on the network and gets extra priority and you just never have like a blurry FaceTime call again. But yeah, my imagination is very limited. I feel like when it
Yeah,
comes to
yeah.
6G, like we're getting multi-gigabit speeds right now on 5G and like what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, the technology for cellular follows the advancement in technology, and the advancement in technology is not happening, but it's taking a little while for us to kind of figure out where we're going from here. But I think one possibility is just your whole world of devices, everything has its own cellular modem and cellular plan, and carriers start to sell kind of like an AT&T One Connect sort of thing, one plan for everything, and every device has its own connection, and the network has enough capacity to handle it all without some of the issues with hotspot, but it's not that big of an issue, but just trying to think of something.
Tom is saying reject the monopoly, embrace RCS video.
I will not. I will continue to use iMessage and have all the benefits of iMessage, including game pigeon games and just all the features Apple builds into messages, the group chat polls, and the all the new things they add that are iMessage only that don't go cross-platform.
King Taco is saying let's move to no such thing as no service. I feel like we're borderline there already with like T satellite and some of the other satellite options that we have. It's just kind of maybe an integration of them. Yeah. Fizzy Fries is saying, I just love how they are promoting 6G with the same marketing terms they used for 5G.
No one knows what 6G is going to be able to do right now.
Yeah.
The technology has to come first, and then if our technology right now can't handle it, then the 6G has to come after to accommodate.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I don't know, one of my favorite things from the 5G era was the pitch for connected cars, right? Like all these
Mm.
cars would be driving around autonomous, they need 5G, and literally zero cars rolled out the lot with 5G because it's just so expensive for the automakers. I think the new Tesla Model Y, I think, has a 5G modem in it, but that's the only vehicle I'm aware of that has that.
So
Um,
for the robotaxis and the Waymos and the Zooxes of the world, are those connecting to 5G with like external hardware? Are they using 4G?
I don't know about the Waymos and the Zooks, but my understanding is a lot of like all the consumer vehicles that you buy, like the older Tesla Model Ys, the Model 3s, the new Rivian R2, Rivian's whole lineup, they're all using LTE. They're on AT&T LTE, and that's just what the vehicles use. And the truth is that's pretty good most of the time because they just need some basic maps and navigation, the GPS, and then most people are streaming music or a podcast or something, and that's maybe I don't know 5 megabits per second, if that, probably even less for Spotify. So the total bandwidth is low, but they're still using LTE. So it's like sometimes my
Yeah.
car is just like super slow.
When I bought my Tesla, I bought it used, but it came with a free trial of the premium connectivity membership, which is normally $10 a month, which is kind of
Yep.
cheap for unlimited data on that screen. And I did a speed test, as you do, and it was like 4G speeds. And I was thinking, okay, well, this is probably older hardware, even though it came out in 2023 and it's like the price of 30 phones.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You would think it'd be better, or maybe there'd be a way to upgrade it. No, there is not. It is just stuck on LTE, unfortunately.
Yeah. I looked up what Waymos use because I was curious if they're not using 5G. They use totally onboard computing with onboard sensors that does not use a wireless network for any, phoning home, outbound communication, and they have a backup connection over, it says either 4G LTE or dual modems, but I guess that could be 5G, but that doesn't confirm that.
My guess would be it's actually like AT&T LTE and maybe Verizon LTE or something like that. That would be my guess. We got a question from Sponge. Hi, Stetson, AT&T or Verizon, which of them is pushing their 5G C-band more harder? I'm interpreting this as which one is giving you faster speeds over 5G mid-band or the C-band spectrum. And at least in my market, the answer is definitely Verizon. I think they just bought a bigger chunk of spectrum and are able to provide faster speeds. But Max, I'm curious, in your area, do you feel like there's a big difference between AT&T and Verizon C-band? What have you noticed?
Let's find out.
Oh, I love this. Live on stream. We'll
Yeah.
get the raw answers.
Yeah, let's turn off Wi-Fi on both of these. And I'll put them side by side. Actually, do I have... So I don't have AT&T on either of these phones.
Okay.
No need to worry. So we got backup.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, they're both very similar, very close.
While you're getting that set up, we've got GamerTech 4151. Will 5G internet eventually become good enough to replace fiber? I think millimeter wave probably hits the specs to more or less effectively replace fiber, but I think there's likely a reliability element that can't be replicated with 5G airwaves.
I don't think anyone or anything replaces fiber anytime soon. Because even Verizon's millimeter wave home ultimate plan capped your upload at 75.
Okay, that's true.
Fiber.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think the highest I've seen on a phone is like 400 up on fiber, or excuse me, on millimeter wave. So
that's pretty incredible. I haven't seen anything that fast. So
yeah, it can be good, but you're right. That's still not the gigabit speeds you get on fiber. So it's still different.
All right. Verizon C-band on the left, AT&T on the right. I gotta turn my brightness down so you can see these.
Okay. So AT&T on the right. Oh my God!
Crazy what AT&T is doing.
That is crazy.
That's
1,100.
That's one of my faster tests on AT&T and one of my slower tests on Verizon.
That's funny. That's funny. I think, yeah, in your area, I mean, AT&T, shout out to them. They're actually crushing it.
Yeah. Verizon's usually really good too, usually pushing over a gig down. But
interesting to see the performance difference between the AT&T Internet Air Gateway, where you got what? It was like 500, between 500 and 600 megabits per second. But on the phone itself, you got over 1,000 megabits per second.
Yeah. That was different. Could be due to priority because I got US Mobile Unlimited Premium Dark Star on that one.
Versus like the home internet could be lower priority.
Yeah, it's probably deprioritized. In fact, it probably says that, spells it out in the terms and conditions, like it may slow your speeds down when the network is busy.
Probably does, you're right. We've got Fizzy Fries saying, yeah, nothing replaces fiber. 5G isn't gonna connect continents. That's true. That's true. You gotta lay fiber underneath the oceans for that. You're not going to be beaming your 5G millimeter wave across the ocean. That is for sure. All right, Internet Air. Let's see if we can pull up the specs for this.
That's weird that it said starting at $55.
Internet Air for Business.
It should be starting at, unless they changed the everyday price and made it way higher, it should be 35 with the wireless plan, or I think, what is it?
It might be
55 without.
It might be 55 without. I have an AT&T account, so I could potentially check that out. We do have the priority information, though. This was key. AT&T Internet Air limitations. AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy, so it's deprioritized, QCI 9 off the rip. In addition, in very rare cases, if your data usage is contributing significantly to congestion on the wireless network, AT&T will slow your speeds to as low as 512 kilobits per second for a minimum of 30 minutes. So, look, they have this in there to protect their network. Kind of unusual. Yeah. I doubt this will ever happen, but something to keep in mind. Interesting. We have the Cool Extreme Games. My fastest upload on millimeter wave was 716 megabits per second upload on AT&T. I asked a question on one TikTok post who could beat the upload speed, and someone on Verizon millimeter wave got 1005 megabits per second upload.
That's amazing.
That's insane. That's insane. I also love Juan Blue Vlogs. Before 6G, can we finish releasing 5G standalone?
Yeah. I mean, some people are predicting that America won't even be done with 5G until like halfway through the 2030s.
I could believe that.
It could be.
I think Voner is proving hard. Voice over NR, voice over 5G is proving more challenging to roll out. And still more optimizations to be done for sure. But yeah, I'll be curious what the actual difference is between 5G and 6G. Like, even though it's a new G or generation, I think it's possible that the technology might be easier to transition to perhaps than, some other generational leaps, but we'll see. We'll see. I think this is kind of an interesting question coming in from Tommy, and I'm curious your thoughts on this, Max. Do you think in 5 years, the postpaid carriers will be able to compete at all against the MVNOs?
That's their decision making, really, because they pretty much own most of the MVNO market. But I mean, Verizon's got simplicity for $30, which a lot of MVNOs are charging more than $30. So it depends on the specific plan and price and strategy. But actually, there's kind of a postpaid pricing war now because T-Mobile has a $30 plan through postpaid. AT&T has built a plan, which, to be clear, is not good. Don't get it, but something very cheap that they offer. So I guess it just depends how the carriers want to sort out their customers, really.
I think it's they can compete already and they choose not to, right?
Yeah.
Like, they are marketing themselves as premium, as flagship, and the different brands appeal to different consumer demographics. So I really think they won't compete. They'll just keep it separate. And maybe we see some lower entry level prices from AT&T and T-Mobile to kind of stack up against Verizon simplicity. But ultimately, I think the carriers are going to keep their premium rates and let the prepaid brands duke it out on the cheaper side of things. That's my hot take. Let's see. We got Steven chiming in. Hello, Stetson. Is Verizon Unlimited Ultimate worth it for 1 or 3 lines from Seattle? I would say worth it for 1 line, probably not worth it for 3 lines.
Oh, interesting. So not 1, but 3. That plan's $95 now.
Worth it for 1, not worth it for 3. That's what I would say.
Interesting. That's $95.
For simplicity?
No, he said Unlimited Ultimate.
Oh, Unlimited Ultimate. Oh, I was thinking of simplicity.
Yeah, simplicity is definitely worth it for 1 line, not 3.
Yeah. I take that back, Steven. I was wrong. It's a good thing we have Max here checking me. Yeah, no. So what is it for 3 lines? Is it...
They did a price increase. I think it used to be $195. Maybe it still is.
It's so expensive.
They did a price increase on Ultimate.
Let's just find out. We have this here. We have the data. Steven, this is for you. Verizon. Bam. I was like, why is nothing showing up? And it's because I put all of my ads there. All right, we've got Verizon Unlimited Welcome, Unlimited Plus, Unlimited Ultimate. $195. No, it's not worth it.
No.
I think that's the answer. You should buy the phone outright and then go with Visible.
Or get Unlimited Plus. That's a better deal.
Yeah, or get Verizon Unlimited Plus. That's a great call. That's a great call. We've got Art saying my 2026 Model Y is 5G connected. That's very cool. I think it's the only 5G vehicle that I'm aware of. Yeah. Trying Trying to see if there's any more comments. Yeah, Max, do you see anything else? We've been going for almost 2 hours now. That's a lot of telecom
Yeah,
advice doling out to
yeah.
the people.
A lot we can pack in. Someone down bad alt account. I worked at a Boost Mobile in the hood when 5G was rolling out. People were blaming COVID on 5G.
That is funny and unfortunate and
Yeah.
a very common issue, believe it or not.
You're saying
Yeah.
that like you've ran into it firsthand.
It's funny. I have had people talk to me. I was at the Connect X conference, and there was a gentleman there who was, I want to say a lawyer, but that's not the right term. Maybe an attorney. And this attorney worked on cases to help justify adding cell towers and building new cell towers to towns. And a lot of times this makes a whole lot of sense. You think, okay, well, we want to be able to respond to emergency situations. We want to be able to make calls and send texts and have fast data speeds and have access to the products we've talked about on this show: Verizon 5G home internet, T-Mobile 5G home internet, AT&T Internet Air. Give everyone in the city more options for internet. But a lot of times there would be opposition. There would be people coming to these city council meetings talking about, hey, this new tower is going to make everybody sick, or this new tower will disrupt the views, or this new tower is going to decrease our property values. And some of those are valid, but at the same time, like, being able to make an emergency call is also really important, and getting fast speed. So I have heard stories of people opposing towers for COVID or health concerns or all of that stuff. I think simply not understanding the science behind it and what is actually going into it. So
And it's always those same people complaining that their phone doesn't work because they're in a place where they fought for a tower not to be put up.
yeah, and they complain about service. It's crazy. Trevor saying, if people are scared of 5G, you are free to deploy millimeter wave next to me. That's fine. I'll take the speed. I'm in the same boat. I am so tired of driving into Denver to test millimeter wave here. But I think that's a good actual point to plug the map. This is something we've been working on. Let me go ahead and go to the crowdsourced. So we launched crowdsourced signal strength mapping, and if I go to AT&T, we can see the signal data filling in on the map, which is super cool. If we go to Verizon, there is a new 2800 megahertz filter option, and we can start to see these little pockets of millimeter wave starting to appear on the map. I think it's kind of hard to actually see where all these are, but I was able to successfully map a couple in Denver, which was super cool. You can see the international airport has millimeter wave. And then, man, I just have to drive around the city more and get more data points. But this section of Denver has some millimeter wave towers as well. And it's interesting to see, like, even if your phone isn't necessarily getting the crazy fast 4 gigabit per second millimeter wave speeds, sometimes it still is connected in some capacity. But yeah, so that's the shout out for millimeter wave mapping on the signal strength map.
There's
Hopefully
also
they can.
for people, for what Trevor said, deploy millimeter wave next to me. There's someone named Tower Genius. I think he's on X, and basically he does like consultations. If a carrier is offering to build a tower on your property, he'll like help you through it and make sure you do it right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm here for a good time and not a long time, and loading screens are not a good time.
That's not even a trade-off you have to make.
I like that. I think that's a good quote. Toyota is adding 5G to its new vehicles. Thank goodness. That's fine to see. Fizzy fries. I'd love a T-Mobile tower next to my house. I would. Do y'all know if Android and iPhone field test mode show? I'm assuming that says should millimeter wave. I'm saying show millimeter wave. Answer is yes. Apple field test mode will show it. Android, I think the coverage map app is probably your best bet for determining if you're on it or not, is what I would say. Ooh. Cool extreme games. Stetson, when are you going to make another Verizon versus AT&T versus T-Mobile speed test? I'm interested in to watch if you think that's a good idea. I do think that's good. Max, you've done a lot of speed tests yourself. That's a big production, isn't it? Like
The two I did with like 8 phones and 7 phones, that was wild. Never doing that again. Just a crazy production. And it taught me that that's not what people want to see, so I won't do them anymore. And because it's not quite getting the views that something else would, and that costed me like that one costed me thousands of dollars to make right there. That was a $3,000 video, and it got almost as many views as dollars it cost to make the video.
That's crazy. Wait, walk me through this setup.
So basically, the goal was let's test the new generation iPhones against previous generation iPhones and the Android competition on all 3 networks at 3 different locations.
Oh my God. And it looks
And
like
that
so
was
you're in your Tesla here. You
yeah,
have what appears to be 3 windshield mounted devices that are
yep,
suctioned on, and then you've got 3 or 4 clips on the vents
yep,
for 7 total phones. Is that right?
yeah, yeah. Got some weird
Insane.
looks. That was the Costco parking lot. Got some weird looks.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
It's funny because I can relate to that, and I feel like not a whole lot of people can relate to that. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting test. Crazy setup. Um, I won't spoil the results because people need to go ahead and watch the video.
Yeah.
But wow,
I,
yeah,
the other thing I feel like, because the goal with that was to test the different modems and see how they compared. I felt like it was kind of inconclusive. I don't think that was the best way to test that, and so it wasn't the best quality information. Not that it's the worst, but yeah, if I were to do that again, this was where millimeter wave was.
interesting. Yeah, I think my if I were to attempt this project again or something similar, and I like originally was, and all my friends asked me like, Stetson, why do you have like 13 iPhones? It's like, oh, well, I'm going to do this video where I do the 12 Pro versus the 13 Pro, the 14 Pro, the 15 Pro, 16 Pro, 17 Pro,
Oh,
and pretty soon it'll be the 18 Pro, and I haven't made the damn video yet.
you're
But
doing that one too. I did that one before this. Everything from the 12 to the 16 and the 16E versus the Galaxy.
yeah, that's insane. That must have been a
Yeah,
big production as well.
it was.
Um, but I think if I were to do it, I might not film the actual phones, and I might just like do like what Linus Tech Tips does for, say, a graphics card review, right? They run all the benchmarks and they show the results. And so I might consider doing that. And I think my game plan would be to wake up super early, like 5, get to a testing site like 5:30, and just try and run like 25 tests at that site to try and get more consistent results. What did you end up doing for this? Like how many tests, how many locations did you go to, and how many tests did you end up running?
3 locations, and I think it was 3 tests in each one that I averaged.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, hey, if you guys want to help me make back a little bit of what I spent on this video, then go watch it.
Go watch it. We'll put it in the chat right now. That's nuts.
In case you need some more content after this two
Hopefully you
hours.
ended up, I guess, selling the phones or the what was more
Yeah,
expensive? Was it the phones or the service?
probably the service, because I bought like a bunch of lines that I only use for like a month, and for T-Mobile, I bought like 5 or 6 or 7 lines just for that video, just for 1 month. I think from you.
Yeah, I
And
remember I think I gave you at least
yeah,
like 4 lines or
yeah.
something.
And then the Pixel I think I bought just for the video, and the iPhone 16e I got a little bit more mileage out of from other videos. But most of that, like if I wasn't gonna make this video, I wouldn't have bought the iPhone Air for $1,000. So, and
I
then
also have that like sitting around somewhere. I think I used it in like a thumbnail once, and it's like, yeah, that's crazy. So definitely check out Max's channel if you want to see all of these crazy videos and his insane productions and help him earn back some of the money that he spent making these things. Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. I feel like we lost Max. He'll come back. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, yeah. Cool extreme gains. Never doing that again. I know, right? Running 7 speed tests and waiting around 20 seconds for each phone is atrocious. It really is. It really
Yeah,
is.
I mean, I had a little bit to keep myself occupied because I was writing on the whiteboard the different results so I could quickly average them out and put them in the keynote. But yeah, it was not fun.
It's not. I think when I did it with the coverage map app, I was able to set a pause duration of like 2 minutes or whatever. And so I like stagger started the phones and they all waited for the other devices to finish and then their test time would come and it would go. And so that was a pretty good automation method. But yeah, it's just tough. It's just tough. All right, let's do maybe 2 more questions and then I think wrap this up.
Yeah. There's the question about the Mint Mobile deal from G. Periani.
Here's this one.
Yeah, so yeah, it would be you have to have 60 consecutive days on Mint to get the phone unlocked.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't just like buy it and use it with something else.
Better than most other carriers though. So
You're gonna have
there's
to
that.
keep it in your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Mini Quintero saying Cricket annual plan was the best plan I ever had. Also, you can turn off video management as long as you find willing customer service rep to do it. That's true. That was a pretty good deal. I feel like okay, this is a good one to end on. Not that one. Juan Blue Vlogs. Let's end the debate. What is the best 5G logo? 5G UW, 5G UC, or 5G Plus? Please don't say 5GE. What do you think,
There's
Max? What's your vote here?
that was UC. Um the ones with the letters where they stack them vertically, genius use of space. So you gotta applaud them for that. The plus is kind of boring. The 5GE was kind of the 5GE it was bad. AT&T misled people, but
So bad.
but it was at least like a little good laugh every time you picked up your phone and saw that. So you had that. I guess probably a tie between UW and UC.
Tommy, exit the chat. That's crazy. Get out of here. Get out of here. I
Well,
think
some AT&T customers got some settlement money from that. So,
should we get a poll going? Let's get a poll going.
oh man,
Oh gosh, no. I went to
yeah,
the video in a different tab and now it's the echo is insane.
crazy.
Actually, I don't think I'll be able to get a poll going. My vote is 5G UW because I feel like ultra wideband sounds way cooler than ultra capacity. You know, like T-Mobile's basically just saying this is to support a lot of people. Ultra capacity, that's it. But you could have ultra capacity that's like slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ultra
Where I
wideband
feel
is
like
like a cool technology,
I feel like
like
that's cool. It's a cooler
powerful,
name. 5G Plus, I think, is somewhat boring, but also
uninspired.
it's visually distinct though. Like what's funny is I see 5G, the U and the W in the status bar, and you see UC. Those end up looking very similar to my eyes. Like something about it. I'm going 5G UW. The classic 5G logo. That's my least favorite because that means you're not on anything exciting. It's like you're actually probably on 4G and it just hasn't been updated. All right, we do have one more super chat. This will be the last one. Have US Mobile your recommendation for 2 lines, work personal, one on Warp on Lightspeed for $44 total? Is there a better deal for 2 lines with 2 networks and unlimited data?
Maybe not.
I have a yes, but. I'm curious what you think. So, answer is yes, but The yes is what you can currently do is stack Visible Plus Pro for $18.75 with Mint Mobile's unlimited plan for, where did that go? $15. And so you'd be looking at maybe 35 a month total after taxes and fees. And that would be a little bit less and also give you unlimited data on 2 networks. The but is this is a 1-year promotion. So after 1 year, the price goes up significantly.
US
What do you
Mobile
think?
gives it to you kind of all in, easier experience. And that if that's your goal, getting 2 networks, like that's what US Mobile is kind of built for.
I agree with that. I agree. Probably simpler and easier on US Mobile, especially when it comes to switching devices, 1 login account, 1 bill. Yeah. Wait, I'm so curious about the business plan. Is this updated? No. Wait.
It's just like the same thing as the regular one, but for more money. Is there anything
Well,
different?
it's starters $5 more, but it gives you
Yeah.
QCI 8.
Okay.
And it looks like they're still advertising Priority Plus, which is not available and has not been
Coming soon.
available, and who knows when will be available. I like the new design, though.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to call it there. Thank you, Keith, so much for your generosity and support. You guys are incredible. If you haven't yet checked out Max's channel, go check it out on YouTube. Subscribe. I'm going to throw it in the chat again so you guys can check it out. He's got amazing content and is actually making speed test videos. I feel like Max, you've probably made more videos than I have this year. So definitely be sure to subscribe. And if you have not put your name on the Your Plan website, definitely go ahead and do that. Link in the chat. I'll put it in the description as well.
It's coming.
And Your Plan is coming. So get on the wait list to be the first to know when that launches. And we will, I guess we'll see you next week. Tommy's saying, wait, Stetson, 24-hour stream, please.
Nah, I'm done now. I'm done now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, we're going to call it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Max, for joining the show. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.